Hello, Jose here, Joy of Fish Keeping. How do we maintain this beautiful golden color of the Denison barbs? The roseline shark or Denison barb, and by its many names known, I think is probably one of the fish that I see that has more common names than many others. But this video in particular, I'm going to talk to you more about the gold roseline barbs and how do we maintain their color, the beautiful golden color. The golden roseline, it's a morph that it's really has been done by selective breeding, as well as the platinum barb, which was also done by selective breeding. I came across the platinum barb at one of my local LFS, one that I frequent the most, Junior. This is at the Fish Hut of New Jersey. He called me and said, Jose, check this out. He was very impressed because he had never seen it himself, and I did not know that the platinum barb was a thing. It was probably in the neighborhood of $40 to $60, if I remember, for roughly 3-inch fish, more or less. I had already chosen 2 of the golden Denison barbs, and there were some smaller ones, and I wanted the larger one, which again were going for about $40 or so. He was showing me some that were going for about $20. I prefer the larger one, just it would be a little bit more hardy. So what happened was that he had one, and I said, I'll take him. So he said, do you want the others too? I said, so I took all 3 of them. I have been looking at the golden Denison barb for a while, but then what happens is I saw them at the store. The price was keeping me away from them. They were not pure golden with the red rose line on it. It did not really impress me until I went to Jason of 5-Star Beta. Some of the ones that I've seen out at the stores did not have a consistent yellow and had black blotches. I was trying to buy some of these roseline barbs. I have some at home, but not the gold ones. This one is beautiful, but they're not for sale. Jason was not ready to part with this golden roseline barb. He said that one of the local stores was offering $100 for it. This one is was almost full size. So then I decided to do a little bit further digging. At one of the other local stores, I did find 3 eventually that were very consistent yellow. So I got 3 of those. Eventually I lost one, and I have 2 that are here right now. Now this video is about maintaining the golden color. One of the things that Jason told me was that they do need a high protein diet to maintain the color. During one of the lives that I was participating in prior, or that I was showing my tank in, I was one of those show your tank day. I was showing this particular tank, and somebody made a comment about how do you maintain the color, because anyone that he bought always return back to the natural color. They do want to return to their primary color if the conditions are not appropriate, water quality, improper diet, and any other environmental problems that they may have. Now, what this fish, I can say that this tank, all these guys are literally, they're dogs. Anything you throw at them, they will eat, and they're very voracious eaters. Anything that you throw in there within a second is gone. So really nothing is left. And the geophagers do a very nice job sifting through the sand and keeping the area clean. I never have to do any vacuuming of the sand here. Between the corridors and the geophagers, they do an amazing job. Often in fish keeping, we share information or hear other people's experiences in certain points. So when Jason told me that these require high protein diet to maintain the color, not that I did not believe him, but I just said, okay, it was just a thought that kind of stay there. I had 3 originally, and I lost 1. And then these guys over time recently, they started losing the color. They were all blotchy in color, a lot of black spots, and to a point that they were almost looking like the original strain. And then these guys, I feed them. I try to feed all my fish a very varied diet, different brands, nothing specific, because they pretty much eat anything. So I don't think they're that picky as to what you throw them, they eat. I also feed these beef heart that I purchased, made from where I get most of my discus. This is an ice tray, and this is already I defrosted. What I usually do is get a pound of the stuff, and I defrost it and then just break it into cubes. Usually I use a cube and just feed it in like 2 portions. Feed the discus like half of it, and then wait a little bit, not long. But this is their own preparation at Discus Madness where I get my fish. They do ship this stuff also. So it's the beef heart, shrimps, or whatever mixture they do. So I fill the ice packs. They easily pop out. I have them vacuum pack it for me. 1 pound is about $27, I think. I add Biochem to the food and just let it soak for a little bit. and they just feed the discus. So these guys, I said I feed the discus almost daily. Beef heart done common with the discus. Right now you see that this is I fed this particular time the 90 gallons with the roselines, and you see that they're all eating. This is the platinum here. I slowed it down a little bit, put it on slow motion so you can see it, but they all eat very well and they do enjoy this food. I added to the discus daily. I overfeed most of my tanks. They overstock, as you can see, so I make sure that everybody eats well. And the discus, I have them 3 times on flakes and pellets mixed together on automatic feeders. And then usually in the morning, I may try to feed some sort of protein. I'll put some of these things here on screen. I use Hikari mostly not because of the brand, just because where I buy it, it's a decent price per pack, usually about $4 for any of those varieties, $4 or $5. So I find that it is much less expensive than other LFS I visit or than at Petco. So I use those for convenience and pricing, but I do feed them regularly. I vary the food. And the interesting thing is that within a week and a half to 2 weeks, you can see that out of the 2 that we see in front here, that one is totally has gotten its yellow back. The other one has a little bit of blotch. That you see is a gold barb at the bottom. That is not one of them. So these guys, slowing them down, you can get a better look. This one is totally yellow, and then the other one has that coming through there. You see, still has some blotches at the top, black spots, but that one was almost completely as the one below it, which are the regular strain of them. So a week and a half to 2 weeks when this video was done, it does make a big difference of protein, and that's the only thing that I changed. They're still on this particular tank, the 90 gallon is on auto feeders twice a day, pellets, and then I feed them usually at nighttime. When I feed the discus, I've been feeding these guys a beef heart or a mix of brine shrimp, mysis shrimp, krill, frozen food. I have chosen over time, for a number of reasons, not to use worms. I do feed also periodically the freeze-dried black worms, but bloodworms I don't use. And so this thing has really made a difference. So if you keep any of them and you do notice that, give it a try. Again, I buy the beef heart because it's convenient for me to find it. It is something that I use for the discus, and I feed primarily the beef heart was always for the discus. Once in a while, I would throw a little bit of the beef heart to the other fish that tend to be smaller, but they still can work on the food. It's usually is ground enough that they can feed. This is the discus tank. I have some of the discus out in tank that are in quarantine and treatment, and I have a couple that are in breeding as a breeding pair. This is the 65-gallon barb tank, a different variety. There are other fish in there which are not obvious at the moment. I've added a few electric blue acaras that I bred. I took them out and sold them to somebody else. This electric blue acara there at the bottom. I have 3 of them until they grow out a little bit more. Maybe I'll leave them or I will locate them to another tank. It's a mix of other fish there. Again, this one is heavily planted, as you could see. And this is a tank that is very stable and does well with occasional losses. This other tank is a mixed small barbs and tetra tank, 60-gallon cube. I will occasionally feed beef heart here, but again, mostly for the larger ones. But I do feed mixed protein. There's more of the acaras there that I just throw in a few there just to save them, so until I can give them to somebody else or use them to breed them later on. A common thread in my tank is that they all are overstocked. Overstocking works well for me with my maintenance schedule of once a week, about 80% of the water. And generally these are systems that have been stable for a number of years and do quite well. Well, I hope you found any of this stuff useful. Try it if you have any of these roseline barbs, golden roseline barbs. And that certainly was proven here. 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, they pretty much are all back to their golden color and beautiful color. Thank you for visiting the channel, and I appreciate your support. Thank you so much.